Hi guys, thought to start today's video off with the roses. Got a few in bloom, so there's a few more on Evelyn May now. And that noise you can hear in the background, other than the traffic, are the birds, because we've got a lot of young birds about. And then I don't know the name of this rose, but we've had this quite a few years. It's a climber. And then this is, it's either Virginia McKenna or iceberg. Can't get a very good shot of it now. That's a bit clearer. There's a little bit of pink in it. I'm not sure. I think iceberg's usually pure white, but anyway, it's one or the other. We bought a few Cape Daisies just here. They're only annuals, but they're very pretty. And we also got some dianthus, red. Just a few of those dotted about. And then over here, I believe this is called Biden's, and it's only an annual. It does look really pretty as well. I got some more geraniums yesterday. This is one of them. It's a very pale pink. And then there was also this geranium, which is purpley in colour, and this little annual, which is a marguerite. And then I also got some petunias. They're just dotted about and there, just along the front. There's one in flower just there. They're all purple. And then, oh, I don't know if this was in flower last week. Bought that this year, and that's looking really nice. And then we have this peony, which is starting to open. There's also this peony which has opened, but I think it's waiting for the day to get a little bit brighter because it's about 6:15. So it's probably waiting on that. And then we have Malvern Hells. This is a rambling rose, but it's got quite pink flowers, quite big flowers, sorry. I'll show you. And they're not huge, but that's the size of it. Now, sometimes rambling rose flowers are really tiny, so that's quite a big rose. Doesn't get too tall at the moment. This goes all the way up the arch. There's quite a few flowers. And then coming down, I'm going to head this way because there was a few more peonies and roses open. And this geranium here, I bought that about 10 or 15 years ago from Wilco's, and it was about 2 inches big in a plastic bag, and it just grew within about a year, so I don't know its name. And the hostas, there was about 2 hostas, and I just ripped them into loads of little pieces, put them around the pond. So this is one of the peonies, which the petals look a bit burnt now, but it looked really lovely through the week. I've probably got photos of it, but I didn't do a video on it, unfortunately. And then over here we have some more that are thinking of opening. This one's quite close, and there's a load of flower heads on it. And then down here, I think I showed this one last week. It's got another flower on it now. And it does seem to have got really big. I mean, how beautiful is that? And then up here, this rambler, Vilchamber, is just starting to open. There's just a few there. But soon it'll be a sea of purple all the way along that back fence. If we move along here into the raised bed, there's a few extra plants of those. I think these that I mentioned the other week, I think they're called Soretti or Sonetti or something like that. I think these are little petunias all along here. And then these are either canna lilies or calla lilies. And they are annuals, and they were about £8 from B&Q. But they look great in the pots. Okay, so we're going to turn around and... Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, we've got another act here that will take shade, that will even go in deep shade. And this here, this bit of the garden, this side over here gets a fair bit of sun, probably at least 6 hours, maybe even more. However, this side here gets the morning sun, like it's getting right now, and then it's in full shade for a lot of the day then. So there's some ferns as well that we purchased, so hopefully that will establish really nice. Here's another geranium that I purchased yesterday. These were from a place called Cottage, and they sell some really good plants. They're in Middleton, which isn't too far. And sometimes you can get plants that you can't get in places like B&Q or B&M. I bought a poppy, and over here I've got another one. And the one's bright red and the other one's a pale pink. So that should be really sweet. And I do have some white ones that come back each year. And we've always got annuals. There's red annuals that pop up every year because they always sell seed. And then over by the pond, I think you've already seen the yellow flag iris. There's a few perennial poppies around here as well. They're white. around here we have some more flowers opening. We've got Claire Austin, which I'm trying to get to climb up the wall, but she's quite, no, sorry, not up the wall, up here, up this seating area. I've got a few buds. This is Ville Tremblay, which is just coming from down that way. And then Rhapsody in Blue starting to open. This is a really nice smell, it's a nice strong smell. And purple's one of my favourite colours. And then here, it's just beginning to open. This is Golden Celebration, that's a David Austin, and the blooms are about the size of my hand. They're really big. And also, this is starting to open, but I don't like the way it's growing. It's my own fault. I was trying to trail it around to create more growth, but for some reason there's no growth coming along here. So it's a bit top heavy. But there's quite a few flowers on it to open. This is Strawberry Hill. It's very strongly scented. Needs to get a bit longer so I can tie it in. And then I did tidy up Albertine, which I bought last year. It was just bare root last year, so there's a couple of pieces coming from it, and it's always good if you can just trail it along like that, and then you get pieces that will force upwards rather than just have it all going up. You know, it's all up. Excuse my finger. And then you don't get as many flowers. So here as well, I'm trying to get it to go horizontal. And then just a few more peonies there. There's 3 peonies just here, and they'll probably be open within a week, maybe. So, and also this border is looking really pretty at the moment because, let's get my finger in shot again. Last year my border literally went to about my finger, and this here was path, and then this middle border here came out more. So because of that move, I think this border just looks so pretty now. And I've just packed lots of roses in from around the garden, and when they all get going, it's going to be fantastic. So I'll just finish with a shot of Malvern Hills again, because that is just so pretty. And hopefully I will see you next week.